It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, you guys saw that movie?
You would walk out of
I
it.
did not.
It feels like you're walking.
Those guys.
It feels like you're okay. Cool. I'm glad.
It was a good. Yeah, David and I went to see it, and it was good, and I liked it. It is Sam Raimi just fucking being himself and being weird, and also sneaking in Bruce Campbell.
Yeah,
because he just does that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I took my best man to go watch a movie, guys.
Wait, no, I was just saying I haven't seen it yet, so I can't contribute to this conversation.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Bobby.
just...
I'm pissed. I think I speak for both of us.
Yeah, it was incredibly
It's a
upset.
Marvel movie on acid, and I highly recommend
Yeah,
it.
it feels like you watched 6 movies. It's weird.
You're giving us tasks to do.
Yeah. Also brought to you by Disney. We've been sponsored by
I'd like
house.
not to do that. If that's okay.
Let's not.
All right, I'll tear up the contract then.
Okay, much appreciated.
And welcome back to the 7th Star to the Right podcast.
Brought to you by Disney.
Brought to you by Disney. This is episode session 43. How you guys doing? What's the vibe right now?
Straight vibing.
Straight vibing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Pride Month, so you might want to stick away from
So that's-
straight vibing.
We're gay vibing here.
We're gay vibing here.
I'm on board. We repaint the Phoenix rainbow, but only for this month.
Rainbow flames, and then it goes right back.
Slay.
All right.
Yeah.
Just vibing. What do you guys remember from last session?
Oh, so many things,
All
Jeff.
of it, Jeff.
That was like
All
2
of
months
it.
ago.
Yeah.
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 It's like it was just today.
It's like it was just 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, so how about we go over what you guys remember then?
I don't want to go back and listen to it.
All right. No, it came out 2 weeks ago. We have to
All right.
All
that's
right.
fair.
We have to bring people up to speed. They haven't been listening in a
All
bit.
right, lightning round. We ran into Aaron Vershin because he called the Paragon freelancers, and he and Erica Watanabe were there. And
Erico.
Erico?
Yes.
Eriko Watanabe.
Erico. I'm
Erico.
sorry, I wrote it down with an A. That's my bad. Okay, Erico. And they were talking about like, oh, we want to like get in touch with you, and they were like kind of threatening, but also kind of like, lol, JK. Actually, we're not trying to attack you. And so they gave us a number to call that I think we're intending to call the next time we're in Magalka. Now, so yeah, we got on our ship and we did a spike drill, and now we're at Nova Voxis on Phistos. I think that was mostly essentially it.
Yep. On the robot side of things, I have figured out what is necessary to reactivate EDI 246. And I also searched through his memory core and stuff and got an answer to where is Dr. Samantha Kelvin going next, which conveniently is in this system. Yay!
Don't at me, bro.
No. I appreciate it. I am the opposite of adding you.
Make you guys go to the other side of the sector,
Son of
jump 4 times. Yeah, no, it's yeah. So you figured out that Dr. Samantha Calvin had some kind of contact with a person by the name of Drict. Sorry if I added
My bad.
a Z at the end. It's DRIKT. Drict.
Katie.
Dr. Rick.
On the planet of Deimos, which you know absolutely nothing about.
Well, we know his name.
You know
Got
it's
that going
you
for
know
us.
it's Deimos, and you know it is in the Punyavata system.
It's a place.
So yeah. Additionally, you guys learned that given the fact that Aaron Vershin and Eriko Watanabe were able to find Glazov 5, they have the Paragon freelancers have stepped up production on the hyper jump system and making sure that the station itself does not tear itself apart when it performs that.
I'm hoping that we'll be able to get back to them before they are ready to do that, given that they were only at about 45%.
Yeah.
But if they can't, we might have to go swing by Ragged Springs and talk to the parents and then get the new
They
get
would
your
have
new address.
they would have exchanged some kind of beacon that you guys would have been able
Okay,
to
so
code into.
they're cool with us being able to find
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, we're
They-
best friends.
That's cool.
Yeah, Rodana thinks of you guys as friends, and perhaps something that may be more as she continues
Ooh.
to try and
Oh,
sell
no.
you
Maybe
really
something
hard.
more.
I'm maybe getting in on the ground
Rodana.
floor of this really great opportunity.
Oh no. It's a pyramid scheme.
Take me into your fluffy arms.
Yeah, and that is effectively what happened. I also described the planet of Phistos as you were approaching it. How about 2/3 of the planet's surface seems to be these dark and brown and smoky wastes, whereas around a third of the planet is this massive lake, or practically a body of water at that point. Granted, it's all just contained within one region. And there's
Jeff, how much time have you spent on the definition of lake when you designed this planet?
well, that's a question, right? Like, how big is a lake? How big can a lake get before it is no longer a lake and it is just sea?
Well, I guess it's a great lake.
Doesn't
would you
a
call it?
sea-
It's an all right lake.
Doesn't
It's
a sea
bigger than
need to
one of the Great
be
Lakes.
Salt water?
Freshwater, yeah.
Is there a tide?
I suppose you would have to ask them, but you would assume-
Does it have a
We're
moon?
It
in
has a-
space. We're looking
That's
right
no
now.
moon.
Oh god.
Does it
It
love?
does have a moon.
Can it feel?
No, it's a lake.
Can it paint a masterpiece?
Can you?
Can you?
Does that mean I'm not human if I cannot paint a masterpiece?
That was
Oh
damn it.
no. I'm learning things about myself today. Anywho, yes, I spent some time trying to figure this out. It's a lake. I'm calling it a lake. So yeah, there we go. Where was I in my train of thought? Yes, the people that live here all live within this sort of 1/3 of the planet in close proximity to, you would assume, this freshwater lake, because they need to have some fresh water. And they majorly only live within these superstructures that are dotted around the rim of said lake. There's 4 of them. And we got Nova Voxis, we've got Everhaven, Sono Bhutan, and Wycliffe. Yep. So each of these different megastructures were at one point pre-tech factories that produced and mined and just were these massive operations. And the people that live here now live within them. And the factories themselves are probably only operating at a fraction of what they once could possibly output, probably because of decades and centuries of no use and disrepair. So we left off on you guys floating down and landing in Nova Voxis at the direction of one of the air controllers there. Actually, before we hop into that, off air, it was mentioned that something with the brainwave. Is that a thing that you guys want to discuss or do before we get into Phistos?
Doing the clipping operation now that we've got the drugs required for it.
Yeah, we have the time.
It's
I
a
don't care if we do
solidly
it
up
now
to
or
you
later.
guys thing.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
slightly prefer you do, but
you raised a good point. It might be good to have a bigger medical facility, hospital available if we're trying to do experimental medical procedures.
Yeah. Let's hold off on it. We didn't remember it then.
Okay.
So let's just say that we're waiting for a safer place.
Yeah, hopefully we're not getting ambushed by rock angels while we're here.
Yeah.
Rock angel, rock angel.
yes.
What?
When
Will you be
kill
mine?
me?
That was an Earth Angel
That
reference,
was an
right?
Earth. That was
Okay.
an Earth Angel reference. I don't know who it's by. I only know it from the
Because
movie Back to the Future.
Of course.
Naturally.
At the Under the Sea dance.
Yep. Enchantment under the sea?
Enchantment of the
Enchantment.
Sea dance. Not just not just
And,
the
does he-
mermaid. I'm getting all my
Session
things.
2, ladies
Let's
and
move on.
gentlemen.
Moving on.
And welcome back to the
Welcome
the
back to the
seventh car from the future.
So you guys land. It is a fairly large open area. It seems like there's space for 3 or 4 of these similar sized aircrafts, starships landing here. So it's possible to quickly move in and out quite high volumes of material. And you're met with just one person who seems to be commanding this particular landing strip. And you've already gone a little bit back and forth about your intentions. And they come up and say, hello, you are here to... What?
Dance.
Dance? All right, dance. No, I see here that you mentioned you are answering the call for Dr. Lucius Leggett. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. And this person hands each of you like a little bit of like a visitor ID card and says, I'm not entirely sure if you know about the situation on Phistos at the moment, but the different cities that we have here are effectively different companies because we live within the factories themselves. The factories are very important, and we have a very strict non-compete, which means that since you are going to be working with us, with Nova Voxis, with ACG Manufacturing, that for an order of 6 months, you will not be able to take any jobs from Wycliffe, Everhaven, or from Sona Bhutan. These badges here will show that you are indeed visitors, and I will see if Dr. Lucius Leggett can meet with you. You can just wait here on the landing pad in the meantime, and I'll phone him up. Any questions?
Nope, all set.
Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent.
Happy to be working with you.
Brian.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Just come again.
Too soon.
No, it's Brian. Yeah, Brian.
Okay,
You
what's
bastard.
your last name?
Goldstein.
Goldstein. Brian Gold. Fuck. Okay, well, thank you.
All right.
Guys, we can't. We have to leave.
We can't kidnap this. We just met him.
We can't just use him as a replacement. He's not a rebound. He's just another dude named Brian.
And at this, Arcas has his entire little package together, his bags, and he tosses that over his side and says, want to thank you guys for getting me here. I might see you guys before you head off to let you know whereabouts I am. Hopefully, if things don't work out, maybe I can hitch a ride back with you. I don't have much to my name, but I know you have eyes on this boy right here as he sort of flashes within his coat the shear rifle. He quickly flashes you his shear rifle.
Oh, is that what we're calling them?
Okay. I mean, yeah, you have our number. Do you want us to let you know when we're planning on leaving? Is that
if you can, I might. We'll see. I know the Firefangs are here somewhere, and they don't particularly. Well, Pycleides doesn't particularly care for non-Ursum, so maybe it's just best if I approach them by myself. So I'll see you guys later then, I suppose.
Sure.
Yeah,
We'll hit you up.
All right.
Thank you for your help with the water pressure.
Oh, and he hands you over a cred stick worth 1,000 credits.
Thank you.
And yeah, thanks, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you around.
Yep.
And he gives like a little salute.
We do our secret handshake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That we came up with. We
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
came up
Munch
with.
out.
what does the secret handshake look like?
I reach out my right hand. He grasps it firmly, but gently, and we shake hands.
That's a great secret handshake. I love
It's
it.
all about the firmness.
Yeah.
If it's a little too much, it's not the right person.
Oh, my goodness.
And so he heads off. There he goes, walking into the sunset. And you guys are left on this landing pad to your own devices for a little bit. You take a quick look around, as I assume you would do with nothing else better to do, and you see what I've described before, that this is the lowest level of a superstructure. In fact, you kind of landed nearer to the ground. The walls behind you are quite high reaching, quite high for something that is supposed to be just kind of like a factory. It almost feels like defenses or fortifications, maybe against some
Corporate espionage,
or maybe something to protect against
Climbers.
what lives out in the Phistosen Wastes centuries ago when this was first created. And when you look in, you just see it is a massive building. The walls themselves, it's not a sheer like drop. You don't see like a bunch of windows. Instead, a lot of the inside of this building is open. So you can actually see during some of the lower parts of it is just you completely see through and open to the elements. And as you get farther up, there are places that seem to have like 4 walls around it, but it is just kind of just like a stack of floors, and these floors don't really have any walls or windows, so they're just open to the air. And that's the first sort of ring of levels of stories. And as you go farther up, it becomes more confined and more building like, but definitely the first couple of layers are just open to the environment. Do you guys want to do anything in the meantime while you're waiting up around, or?
No, I'm in secure clothing right now. Probably won't change until we're getting ready to go out.
Okay. So you guys are hanging out, just talking out in front of
we just
Phoenix.
stand there in awkward silence.
Yeah, I mean, unless you
That's
guys.
who we are.
We T-pose in front of the ship until somebody comes up.
I do my idol animation.
Do the Titanic over the side of the thing. Never let go.
I tap my left foot, I check my watch, and then I keep tapping my left foot.
It's like,
For about 6 sprite cycles, and then I check my watch again.
And then you die because the time ran
is
out
shifting
on
your
this
weight
level.
back and forth.
Spin
Maybe
your
like,
arms a bit.
yeah.
You fall asleep, there's a snot bubble, you go, spaghetti.
All right. So all of that happens as you guys are waiting around, and you hear coming up the walkway to the landing pad a little bit of a commotion. And it's like,
Riveting.
yeah, you can't quite make it out, but it seems like someone is
Are they
coming
just going
up. There's
anyone
one.
speak this
There's like
language?
one group that's like trying to calm the other one down, and then there's another one that's very like full of energy and perhaps a little frustrated or something like that.
Guys, it's Bunsen Honey doing Beaker. That's who we're getting.
Little did we know.
That's
our
right,
scientists.
Vika. We are going out into the wastelands.
And then the Swedish chef shows up. Burger.
All right. And welcome back.
What do we remember from last time?
No, I don't want to do it again.
Kirsten,
Order shipping.
I hope you understand that this is hell. This is what hell is.
Horde came aboard the starship.
That seems about right, Jeff.
Oh, today we'll be making the laser pistol.
Hey, you. Who are these people, Jeff?
Sorry, I love the Swedish chef.
Who is it? Who's Jeff? Please save us.
Okay. And coming up the catwalk, you recognize the person that gave you the visitor badges and allowed you to land. And additionally, you see a tall young woman wearing a tanned leather overalls with heavy-duty welding gloves. Welding goggles hang around her neck that she has clearly been using, as there is grime on her face that stops sharply around her eyes in a similar outline. And she... which one of you is standing the farthest forward right now? Kirsten is currently pointing towards Philip.
Yeah.
This is an audio medium.
Sure. Micah is there to greet them.
Her, and she goes up to you
Y'all.
guys and says, all right, hold on. Brian over here was just talking to me, and I didn't let any landings. There weren't any landings that were supposed to be scheduled for today. Can I please ask what you're here for?
Hey, yeah, we're answering the call that Dr. Lucius Leggett put out. We're
Subcontractors.
yeah, exactly. We're here to help with his gig out in the wastes.
We drive people places.
Yeah.
We work with the
It's our
Paragon
thing now.
freelancers.
We're with, yeah. We're with the freelancers.
And at that, she kind of puts her hand in her head in her hands and just lets out a sigh and says, Lucius, he's paying you guys to do something. What was it specifically?
Yep.
Drive places.
We're driving him out into the wasteland for some kind of science thing.
Science things.
Okay. All right. He really should be clearing these things for me. Hi. And she takes off the gloves and wipes them off on her tanned leather overalls. And she reaches a hand out to you, Micah, and says, I'm Elite Arispana. I run this whole goddamn factory. And it's not great when things are just happening unplanned. So I apologize for my terseness. It's not necessarily for you specifically. Lucius is a bit of a daydreamer, that one. He is. Anywho, and she reaches out her hand.
Oh, hey, Micah. Yeah, pleased to meet you. Sorry for any kind of stress, I guess, us being here is creating.
Yes. Quick question. Have you guys ever been to Phistos before?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
Okay. And she looks at Alex, your name tag. KK Slider? Is that it?
That's right.
What does the KK stand for?
Kleider, Slider.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a family name.
Yes. No,
I'm sorry.
I understand.
Yes. No, I completely commiserate with that. Is there any way that we can lighten the burden on you?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. He didn't go through the normal protocol for vetting people. I'm sure that you guys have never been to Phistos before, but as you are probably aware, being given visitor badges and all of that, Brian over here told you that we have a bit of a non-compete between the different factories, and I can't stress this enough, that some of these other companies have some issue with how we do things, and perhaps sometimes send people to stop us from doing those things, like producing anything that they produce. Because you see these different factories, they're the same thing. We produce all of the same things. So it turns out if you want to really hurt the other person and improve yourself, you just got to turn off their factory, which is, their way of life. You understand that, right? And she's just like staring daggers at you, Micah.
Yeah. No, ma'am. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Awesome.
Have you perhaps considered diversifying your economy?
Oh, I don't know if you know Phistos too well, but we currently
we've made it very clear that we do not.
That's very fair. About 2/3 of this planet's entire surface is covered in a methanol methane waste, which is just wonderful. Absolutely love it. Can't really have anything living there that, humans, Ursum, or Torque can really eat. So everything needs to be around this ring. And the only thing that this ring around this lake is good for is manufacturing, which are where we live. So anywho, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And she just goes off, and Brian has been just kind of awkwardly sort of kicking dirt behind, and she goes off to chat with him a little bit more and going back and forth.
All right, so I think that went well.
Honestly, yeah, about as well as it could be.
Yeah, I mean, look, as long as she lets us go do the thing with this Lucius fella.
Well, also,
she's-
if she does not want us to do the thing with the Lucius fella, that is also fine by us. Is
that's
it
true.
not? We mostly just wanted to come. We've done.
Arcas already
what we
skedaddled. Actually.
Desired to do.
Did he just
We
make off?
could just
Yeah,
Into the-
he took off a little bit after you.
Gosh,
Yeah,
look,
all
we're
right.
check.
We've infiltrated him.
If this
That's true.
Alita woman does not want us on this planet, we can leave. We can go to Demos.
That's correct.
That's true. But it sounded kind of cool, didn't it?
I no objections to it. I just do not want to make things difficult for others.
And at that, as you guys were talking back and forth, Brian seems to have delivered some further bad news, and Alita has joined you guys and says, "Oh, I recently heard that another one you came with one more person. There were 5 of you, and now I only see 4 of you. Where is the 5th? Is he back in the ship itself?"
Oh, Arcas. Yeah. Your buddy Brian gave him a badge, and he had some other stuff to attend to, so he kind of went off ahead.
He's actually familiar with Phistos and the city itself. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's acquainted with some folks here, so
With Nova Voxis? Who does he know?
What was the name?
Pycleides.
The Fire Fangs.
Yeah, I guess that's that would be the group, I guess.
Munch ouch.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Absolutely love visitors. One moment, please. And she goes off and starts typing into her compad. And as you guys are like awkwardly, like, do we leave? Do we wait for Dr. Lucius? What do we do?
Sometimes the best thing you can do in a bureaucracy is just stand there as all the pieces move around you.
We stand there confidently.
You're just a leaf in the wind.
Try to make eye contact with Brian.
And
fucking kill you, Brian. Why did you do this, Brian?
You fucked this for me, Brian. You fucked this.
You fucked us, Brian. And as you guys are awkwardly standing around, you hear the telltale signs of an air horn. Just
That's right.
It's probably for someone else.
And
No, that's a specific sound.
And can I have each of you roll a wisdom notice check, please? Because I love my wisdom notice checks.
You certainly do.
I do. Give them to me. I'm guessing that's a bad from Nona.
Yeah, that's a 3.
7 for me.
3. That's all right.
9.
My friends
All right.
will be aware for me.
Alex, what you're aware of as Claire, Micah, and Nona are kind of talking and just taking a look around at the sound of the air horns. You notice that Alita and Brian look up to the walls, the tall walls that are behind you guys. And you notice that there are people who are starting to stream along these walls.
Like on the tops
outside?
of them?
Yes. So like on the top of the wall, like on the ramparts itself, I think that those are called. And they are not looking at you. In fact, they have their backs towards you. What appears is they are looking out towards something that is outside of Nova Voxis at this moment in time.
Shoot. Alex will kind of like look up, hold his gaze there. You guys know that's not for anything like that. A raid or something outside of the city. Are Brian or Alita paying attention at all to us?
No, they are no longer paying attention to you guys or your ship. They are looking out towards the walls and the line of people there. Alita has seemingly hung up the call that she was on and is immediately on another compad call and is calling someone else, as well as Brian seems to be typing something into the AirPad navigation sort of terminal.
Yeah. Are there like apertures that we can look out like through the wall to see what's happening?
No, it is solid metal and...
Yeah, I am wondering if we should not just get in the ship.
Yeah.
If there's something dicey happening on the ground, maybe we shouldn't complicate a situation by trying to fly off right now. They might shoot at us.
You start hearing gunshots come from the wall onto whatever is coming down, and a lot of yelling coming from the wall itself.
Oh,
The air raid is continuing to go.
I mean, we could use the ship to shoot the
Let's
thing.
get in the ship. It's the only shelter we have right now. That's definitely friendly shelter.
Quick to step out of everything right now.
We cannot use the ship to shoot the things.
You can to some extent, the ship's weapons are meant to hit large things.
Yeah, I'm envisioning something relatively large on the other side of this wall. I'm getting some real Attack on Titan vibes here.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Alex isn't even thinking about trying to fight it. It's literally just like, there's a siren, find
we
shelter.
could also we could just be in the ship.
Okay, so what are you guys doing immediately?
Blanket. Yeah.
Sure. Let's go in the ship.
All right, great.
All right, so you're like, all right, we're just gonna start going. And as you guys are starting to head into the hull, you see just smoke raising from the other side of the wall. In fact, smoke just starts to cover the top part of this wall as well. So you can no longer see the men and women who were stationed up there. And it just seems like this big billowing cloud of smoke is starting to come over the top of the wall. Are you guys continuing into the Phoenix?
Alex wants his riot shield. That's what he
I think at the very least, people who aren't wearing their armor should be wearing their armor now.
Okay.
Yeah, something gnarly might be happening very soon.
Okay, so you guys...
Claire, go put on your combat armor.
We don't really have time to change.
Yeah,
but
you
like
don't really
Alex will
have...
grab his shield and stuff,
You guys you guys start gearing up, and you actually hear Alita scream out from behind you guys. Smokers are incoming. I know you guys are mercenaries. I'll pay you 1,000 for each one you kill.
Sold!
Alex grabs a laser pistol.
You got it.
Okay.
He has it hanging off.
All right. And so what you guys see is just now this smoke that is on top of the wall is starting to pour over into the ground level of Nova Voxis. And you just hear skittering.
How far away from the wall are we?
I would say you're probably about 100 meters away from the wall.
Okay. I mean, I have a car with a rocket launcher on it now.
That's fair. All right.
We could get in even if we're not going to use the rocket launcher, we could get in the car and use it to go over there.
Let's try not to blow anything up that will also damage the surrounding areas. I don't want our cut of stuff to
So
maybe don't use your laser pistol then.
Here's what I need from you guys. I need to know what you're doing in the next 30 seconds to get ready for whatever is coming over the wall.
Okay. Micah is, of course, conjuring the telekinetic armory with my gun mode. And yeah, if Nona's getting the car,
I would like to take our car.
let's jump in the car.
Okay. Everyone's jumping in the car.
Yep. Nona has had on her, unless specifically directed otherwise, the mag rifle. And then I just have very tough skin, so I don't actually need to put other things on.
Okay. Alex?
I just have my shield and two pair of pistols, laser pistol and mag.
All right. We should pause so I can set up the battlefield.
Cool.
Ooh.
Because something is a-coming. All righty then. So I can describe a little bit of what we have in front of us. This is going to be a little bit different than other combats because the space is so big and you guys are now all in your ATV that is attached with a rocket launcher that I assume you loaded.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. Someone is someone on the back?
I was thinking actually load it, but leave it so
unmanned.
Yeah, for now, because I was going to wait and let you describe the size of these things, but I was assuming roughly human sized.
Yeah.
So then hitting those, it's actually going to be easier to hit them with normal guns than with.
Yep.
So that was my thought is we load it in case we need it later, but nobody's actively manning that right now. Everybody should be using their normal weapons.
Okay. So the whole idea now is we only have you guys are the purple pawn, which is on this massive battlefield. Right now, there are 4 of these things that you can see. There's a couple of people still up on the wall that you can see a little bit better now. And there is Alita and Brian behind you. So as you guys pull out in your ATV, it is hard to make these things out. because they are currently engulfed in this smoke that seems to be just following them. But you see these outlines that are quickly approaching the farther inner workings of Nova Voxis. And what you can see appears to be some kind of four-legged turtle almost, with like a large shell that appears to be emanating the smoke and a large whippy tail that is going behind it. I'll describe them in a little bit more detail when you get closer.
Sure.
So how we're going to do this is, Nona, I'm first going to have you move.
Right.
And then what I'm going to do is then have you guys act or fire in order.
Okay.
And you're going to have to tell me, Nona, if you are focusing more on driving or if you are going to be doing the frickin' cowboy, one hand on the wheel and one hand trying to shoot a thing.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, I will allow you to take shots and you will have disadvantage either on the driving
Sure.
or on the shooting.
Okay.
Does that all make sense?
Yes, it does. If I focus on just driving, does that sort of... I was going to ask if that sort of gets us anything, but I guess that gets us not disadvantage on the driving. So I guess I will just be driving for now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. This isn't really handled in the Stars Without Number system. So I'm just kind of hand waving a lot of things right now. Feel free to argue your case, whether you think you should be things. I do think firing a gun and driving a car is not easy to do both at the same time, though.
Yes, I'm just wondering, like, if there is anything like, obviously it would be harder for me to shoot, but if all of my focus is, never mind, I'll just drive. I will drive.
Okay. So we're going to start with the top of the round. So and how this is not going to work, I'm not going to do each one of these individual things because there's currently like 8 of them out there. They're just going to move after you. And there's also just, it's a big fight that's happening.
Yep.
So I would say your car currently has the ability to go 40 meters around.
Okay.
So about the width that I have of drawn out a very rough outline of the Phoenix. So where would you like to go, Nona? And these little things. I realize I haven't also explained the sort of scape. So there's like a rectangular landing pad, which, as described before, has a couple of empty spaces for other ships to land. There are ramps that actually go towards the wall. You would assume this is how they get large material up onto the landing platforms. There's also a walkway that's currently behind you that is where Alita and Brian came up from, and where also Arcas is exited from. In between you, there's probably, actually, it's a bit more than 100 meters. It's probably closer to like 120, 160 meters between you and the wall. There's currently what it appears to be like 8 of these silhouetted animals. And then behind them, there are a bunch of people that are currently covered in smoke and fighting, either shooting down at the ones that have crossed over, but then also shooting at ones that appear to have yet to have crossed over. All right. So this is what we got, guys. Yep. This is what it looks like. So Nona, where would you like to drive?
Yes, my goal as driver is to kind of get everybody else their best shot possible. So I'm going to head towards them until we're in the sort of ideal range and can see them.
Okay. So
I drive.
Like there?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Great. I drove there.
All right. So you guys are within 40 meters now of the, probably closer to 30 meters of the closest one. And this is what you see, Alex, because it'll be your turn next. A large turtle-like animal. Its shell is porous at the top, constantly leaking a wispy gray smoke. Its limbs are long and covered in a thick black fur with dexterous claws that appear to be used for climbing. Out of its back is a long, scaled tail that is likely used for balance. One thing that you do notice is it is hard to see these things. It appears that trying to hit these things with any kind of conventional weapon fire might lead you to missing because you can't fully see them because of just the smoke that's billowing out. You'll have to be like right up against them trying to fire at them. And you think if you were even farther away from this chance would be even more likely to miss. This is a thing that's not in the Stars Without Number system. It's called concealment from Pathfinder, and I like it, so I'm adding it in for this battle. But what that means mechanically is if you are within 50 meters of these things, firing a ranged weapon at it, not obviously in melee range because you can't fire a long rifle at the very least. That has its own disadvantages. But if you're within that window, if you hit, you still have a 20% chance to miss because of this billowing smoke that is coming from them.
Okay.
If you're farther than 50 meters away, it's actually increased to 50% chance. So that means whether or not you hit their AC, you still have to try and make sure you actually hit them, if that makes sense. So they're harder to hit because of this. All right. So, Alex, what would you like to do?
I'm going to take a shot at this one off to the right, if we're about the same distance.
Yeah, about. That one's still within, I would say, 50 meters. So
right, let's do that then. It's a 6 to hit.
6 does not hit.
Yeah.
Nona, you are focusing on driving. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. I will allow you to run these things over if you so desire.
I mean, you said they look like a turtle.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, so, okay, if there's some sort of rule I could do, obviously I do love hitting things with a car, but like, I also don't want to just like ram into the side of a mountain, right? Like, what does running these things over look like? I'm looking at it, what are the odds, or I'm just going to hit it and the car's going to lose?
It is not as easy. It will not be as easy as running over a person.
Yes.
But their shells do appear to be, while strong, brittle, like rocky almost.
Yeah, I'm gonna not.
Okay, I'm letting you know.
No, that's fair.
So you have focused on driving. That is all from you. Claire is going to take out her mag pistol and is going to shoot at the one slightly closer that is right in front of you guys. Mm-hmm. She's going to do real great, guys. Oh, she did. She did real great, guys. She rolled a 19 to hit, which will hit them. But because she is a little bit of a ways away, I'm going to roll a percentile dice. And so how I'm going to do this is 20 or below, she is going to miss.
Cool.
So you want to get above a 20. She got I rolled, they were both the 10s, but it's a 5 and a 7, so it doesn't matter. It's either a 75 or a 57. So I'm going to take that rather than having to roll again. I should find another D10 that does not have the two numbers. There we go. Anywho, she hits. And since she was rolling with her mag pistol, she rolls 2d6 plus 2. She hits this boy for 9 damage. And 9 damage is enough to kill this one. She shoots it right in its shell. It pierces and just plumes of white, this wispy gray white smoke comes out, and it appears to be lifeless. That is 1,000 credits. All right. Micah, it's now your go.
All right. I'm going to take my telekinetic rifle and shoot at the next closest one, which is the one that Alex was aiming at.
Okay.
16.
All right, 16 does hit. Roll for concealment.
Okay.
Do you have 2d10s?
I do. 47.
47 is enough to hit it, so you do damage. You hit this one directly in its side and practically flip it over with its force. How much damage do you do?
That is 5 damage.
Okay, 5 damage. It appears to be stunned a little bit, but it is still going. I'm just going to make note of that here. Okay, and that was your turn. So they noticed that there's a group of them, of 3 that were closer to the wall that noticed that you have fired and killed one of their brethren. They are going to close in on you guys. They only move 15 meters per round. So they're going to go.
Good luck.
Those turtles are pretty fast compared to a person.
Oh yeah, they go. They. As you look towards the wall, you do see some of them scaling down it, so it does appear that they are pretty adept climbers. I'm going to move the other 4 now, so you won't be able to hear me. Can you do it? Yeah, just move them forward. They're just trying
Closer to us.
Yeah, well, those 4 are actually just trying to go farther in. Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Okay, like that.
Yes. And another one shows up on the wall.
Cool.
Yes.
Kick it.
This is Sparta.
The people on the wall are continuing to fire over at some of the other ones. One of the ones that was lagging a little bit closer to the wall succumbs to the fire of them. So you can remove this. We're coming over.
Oh, okay.
We're just taking the same pawns that are
Yes.
dying and putting them on the other side of the wall.
Let me describe
And one
what my
teleports
friends
over
are
here.
seeing right now. They are seeing me remove pawns from the large field in between the wall and the landing pad, and seeing me just put them back north towards the wall. This is a different type of combat. You are not necessarily going to be able to kill all of them. It's just about don't worry.
Is that a challenge?
Things happen. No, please do try and kill all of them. There's a lot of them.
You'll have to eat some of them.
No, it's your
I'm hoping
go.
other people would, okay. Knowing sort of that we've got 3 of them focused on us and 3 of them kind of focused on getting to the complex, I think we want to get slightly closer to the ones that are not aggroed us yet and try and kill that wounded one. I want to specifically note that having seen these things move, I know roughly how fast they can be, and I'm staying out of
Okay, you're trying
range for them to be able. I'm trying to get us close enough to have a good shot, but also, actually, if I didn't, we're still in range of that one. If I didn't drive this turn, could I just shoot at it instead?
Yeah. So you just drove out the first round and now you were parked and you're just taking shots. Yeah, you can
Maybe.
absolutely. If you want to just stick around where you guys are right now.
I think that's.
I would
what
say
we want to
1
do.
and 2 would be within sort of firing distance within that 50 meters, and all the other ones would be outside of that. So you'd have an even less chance. But yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
No, just the within 50 meters ones. But also, can I use a 200 weapon, or do you want me to use a one-handed weapon?
I'm going to say you stopped.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you
I
use
drove
a
up,
two-handed weapon.
put it in park.
You have
and then
it just sort of
No,
sitting in
slams
your
the
lap,
brakes.
so you could pull it out and quickly take
Okay, I
shots.
like that.
Yeah, you
All
got it
right.
just sitting in your lap, so you can quickly switch between
Sounds
the two.
great. Okay. In that case,
Well, so that was the driving. So you won't do any driving this round, and I'll have you fire.
yes,
when
I
you
didn't
can.
do it.
Alex,
Okay, got it.
you're up first.
I'll take a shot at this one that's closer to the
landing pad.
landing pad. That is a 17 a hit.
17 hits. I want you to roll 20% mischance.
Very well.
I shall do that.
That is a 2.
Oh, so you feel you got a good aim on this one, but it appears some shadows were playing with you, and it just goes right through the smoke. You missed. Nona, it is now your go.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot my mag rifle at that same one that we've been trying to kill for a bit.
Yes, the one that already took some damage.
Yep. Oh, that's not gonna do it. That's 8 to hit.
8 does not hit.
Crazy.
Claire will follow your lead and just try and pick off the one that is closest to the innocent people within Nova Voxis.
Yeah.
Taking your lead. She rolled a 14, which does hit. Target practice is paying off for her.
Yay.
Well, let's see.
Daughter?
She got a 26.
Hooray.
So she does in fact hit. This one already has 5 damage on it, and she deals an additional
39.
Lot.
that was additional 8 damage to it, which is total of 13 damage. It is dead.
Yay.
So it also just poofs a wisp of smoke and lies over on its side.
Then it goes back to the other side of the wall.
There's 2,000. Boop, boop.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm keeping
My
track
God.
of that.
Oh,
we
yeah,
know
I-
how many we're gonna kill.
We got this.
All right.
Just you're like, oh, I see. There's money involved.
Yeah.
I like to imagine we'll get 1,000 birds and we just peel out before that
Say no more.
done with a giant ATV with a giant rocket launcher on top.
Elite Airspana knows who she was talking to.
There you go. It's great.
I will shoot at the next closest one that's in range. So that one
Okay.
there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That was a 9.
9 does not hit. All right, so they move up.
The smoky turtles go.
The smoky turtles, they come. You can also move those other 2 farther up. They are not caring about you. They want to move farther in.
Got the good smoky lettuce.
This one,
turtles.
can you move this one all the way to that corner?
What are these people on the wall even doing?
Their best.
That's true. Everyone sucks but us.
Oh no, that
dead.
one died.
That one died.
Fuck.
There was even a turtle by him.
He just keeled over.
Of his own will.
We're trying to paint a very good picture with just these pawns on this whiteboard just moving across. All right. It is now round number 3.
Cool.
Nona, are you going to move? They
Yes.
are in attacking distance now.
I think, yes, I want to move closer to the wall and get us in range of the
Reverse.
one that's still running. Yeah, somewhere kind of over there.
Okay. That's farther away from the wall. That's closer
Sorry,
to
no,
landing
not
pad.
the wall. Closer to the innocent people we're defending, not the wall that they've already breached. I want
Yes.
to move closer to the thing we're attempting to protect.
The landing pad.
Yes,
Reverse,
landing pad.
reverse.
Thank you.
Zhoop.
Yeah.
All right. I think that keeps another 2 in your range. Yeah,
So,
sure.
mm-mm.
I was going to say those same 2.
Oh,
Okay, so the 2 that were ignoring us before.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Nona, that was you driving. Alex.
I'll take a shot at the closest one again.
Yes.
10 to hit.
A 10 does not hit.
I'm cool.
Oh, right. That's me. No, that would be your. You can. I'm
No.
actually not going to let
No,
you
no,
fire
no, and I don't want to.
a long rifle while also driving.
Nope, drive or shoot. We focus. We're going to do one.
Claire is going to shoot at that same one that is closest to you guys. And she's rolling rocks today. She got a 17 to hit, which does hit. And so her concealment is 50. So she hits and deals a total of, oh my God, 9 damage, which kills that one.
Nice.
Oh. We're taking
so
Claire
proud
out
of
to
you,
a nice
Steve.
dinner tonight.
Yes.
Has she killed all 3 of them so
I think
far?
so,
Yeah.
yes. That is correct.
Wow. Good on you, Claire. and she's just like, Alex, you look up
I
at
like
her
the
and
taste.
the
taste of blood. I got it. I have it now.
I'm a killer.
But
I am what you've made me.
Oh no.
Alex, you notice like, and you have served in military campaigns before, and you look up at her and you taught her about like the gun safety and all of that, and just the breathing out as you pull the trigger and all of that, and you can just see this. It's almost serene what you're seeing from her as she's just picking off these one by one. And Micah, is now your go.
Okay. I'm going to shoot at the next one that was behind the other one. And I'm going to shoot 9 again.
Okay.
That does not hit.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay. You're the
Sometimes
tank.
it happens.
Sometimes it happens.
That's cool, but we're in a car. I can't tank when we're in a car.
That's true.
It's like Final
You
Fantasy.
also struggled when you were in a car in Breeze.
true. We're
so
better at
it's
My cook gets
you do
deathly
not
car
like
sick.
a
It's an
moving
awkward thing for
platform.
me.
Yeah,
Oh God.
I don't like it.
aiming and driving at the same time is just.
It's like reading.
Yep. And so
Just in general, it's like reading. Not even
Exactly
reading in a
the
car.
same.
You know how when you open a book and you want to vomit?
We've all been there.
And so there is quite a bit of smoke on the battlefield now that has just sort of been pouring out. Can I have each of you make how would I even do this?
Uh-oh.
I want
Jeffrey
you
just
to
making things up.
smell.
Just
Would that also be
no.
do a
noticed?
smell
I
check.
just took a shower.
That's dexterity.
You're
nose.
a robot, ma'am.
It would probably. I would say intelligence notice.
Oh, notice. I thought you said
Yeah.
I want you to smell.
Yeah.
Wait, did you not say smell?
That's a Constitution nose check.
We don't have. No, because the thing that you're trying to.
Constitution nose.
There's some kind of smell on the battlefield right now.
Okay.
I want you guys to try and figure out what it is. That is not I smell that and I die kind of deal. It's just like, oh, what is that? So I think I want intelligence notice, or if you're better at it, intelligence fix.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ted, those are exactly the same for me. Okay.
Oh dear.
9.
7.
Intelligence. Fix.
Actually, wait, I lied. 8.
9.
Okay. All of you are starting to get whiffs of this sulfurous smell. And specifically, Nona recognizes it as methane that appears to be mixed within the smoke itself. Methane, as you know, is quite explosive. Anywho, moving on.
Does anyone have a laser rifle that's being used right now, or gun or pistol, or
Just
okay?
mag.
There are more of the bad pawns on the wall now,
And they
Yes.
killed another guy.
and they killed another.
Although one of the guys killed one,
Yep.
so
So
don't
it
get any
went
money
all
for
the way
that.
back to behind the wall again.
yeah, it sure did. I mean, there's less in front of the wall than there are. Well, actually, no.
The
No,
man is doing
There's
his
less
duty.
than there were before.
that's true.
All right, round number 3s. Nona driving.
Okay. Where
I think
are we?
so. Theoretically, 3 of them could reach you guys. They'd be able to get pretty close. You could back up towards the whatchamacallit.
So those 3 that are farthest from the table from me, those are all chasing us. Is the other one chasing us yet?
That one seems to have noticed you, and while mostly is running towards the center of Nova Voxis, has veered a little bit closer towards you.
Okay. I think I want here's what I'm thinking battle strategy wise. I think I want to take that one out, and then with the other ones aggroed, if we could do just kind of like a circle around. Like basically keep them chasing us and not going for the thing. So I think this round what we do is we move ourselves between us and, well, we could
Are
also
you trying to
shoot
get
it.
behind them?
Well, I was gonna go
Yeah, towards
Towards
the
the
wall.
wall.
So get behind them.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Alex or David.
One of the two.
Can you move?
Yeah.
Like
But like
that.
maybe a little bit closer to the one that's not. Yeah.
Okay. I would say that means that there are 2 that would theoretically be able to hit you, but they would be moving towards you rather than towards the innocent people.
Yep. I think that's the plan.
Okay. So that's where you guys are. Alex, it's you first.
Yeah, there's no damaged one. I'm just gonna pick up the closer one. This one here.
Okay.
Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
Okay. That's a hit.
The concealment.
Yep. Concealment.
4.
4 does not hit.
Yeah.
So again, you feel like maybe it's a trick of the shadow with the tail or something, but you just hit smoke again. Nona, it's your go.
I
You're
do
not
not.
firing. Claire is going again. Let's see if she can keep her
Streak going.
streak going. She's going to try and thin out the 3 that are on the left side of you guys as opposed to the one straggler on the right.
Ruining my plan.
She hits again. She rolled a frickin' 18, natural 18. And she got a 20. That is not going to work, right?
So it's not meet or beat. It is
I
beat
think
or
that's.
beat.
I wrote that before I counted it as a 2.
Oh,
You just add them together, right?
Yeah.
that is true. It is just a 2. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I also don't think you'd be able to get a 20 on a 20
Okay.
because it goes 0. It goes 1 to 100.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
that's what triple zeros are.
Yep.
So 1 to 20 are failures.
Cool.
So
Makes sense.
she also takes like a pretty good shot at it, but again, just this billowing smoke. causes it to obscure what she's actually trying to hit. Micah, it is now your go.
Okay, what's our distance? So we've got the on our right, the one straggler that was ignoring us before, and then a group of 3. How far away is the nearest one in the group of 3-ish?
That is, I would say, 20 meters or so away.
Okay, so I was considering lobbing a grenade at all of them,
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which has a long range of 30 meters. And I might not hit, but I'm going to try it.
You're just throwing with all your might. So go for it.
no.
I think you need to first roll a throw check against.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now, or
All right, cool.
I'm trying to look at this right now. Always roll to attack AC 10. And I guess, yeah, is it a shoot, like dexterity?
It is specifically. Yeah, it is a dex shoot check.
Okay.
Because you can't use your constitution because it's not.
Oh, no, of course it's not
telekinesis.
my constitution. All right. We're going to have faith. Heart of the cards. 15.
15 hits.
All right.
So then it explodes for 2d6 damage to all targets within 5 meters.
Are
Yeah, I'm
they-
going to say
if I
you're
tossed
aiming
in-
in the middle of them.
In the middle of them, they're all kind of within 10 meters of each other.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
Okay. Great.
Victims are allowed an evasion save for half the damage. Targets takes 1 less point of damage for each point of AC above 14. Okie doke.
Are we allowed evasions?
Oh, I could have shot with exert, which is better than shoot. Whatever. I made it.
Oh, right. I didn't see exert because exert isn't normally a
An attacking skill.
a combat skill.
All right.
So roll 2d6, and
2d6.
I will be rolling evasion saving throws for them.
All right. 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. So we got. No. No. And no. None of them save. But one thing happens when you throw a grenade.
Yeah, no shit.
Yay.
Do I get an evasion saving throw?
I need everyone to make an evasion saving throw.
Ooh.
Interesting.
As
Only Nona
the-
smelled the methane part.
as the explosion from the grenade happens, and then immediately the smoke catches on fire and just across the battlefield.
So this
it
is
goes-
not I can drive away from it.
No.
Okay.
Like smoke has covered the battlefield at this point.
All right.
It's just a flat d20 roll.
Yes, it's an evasion saving throw.
And we want to roll below our save on the character sheet or above?
It's above.
It's
I think.
above.
A physical or an just evasion, right? Okay. Nope.
I got it.
Okay, so who got it?
No.
Nona? Just Nona.
Just Nona.
Okay.
And it's a meter beat roll.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm also fail. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay.
I've killed every person on this roof.
Those that have failed take 11 damage.
Fuck me. Okay.
Real quick, I'm trying to figure out if you take yes. So Nona, you take half damage. I would say half damage is normally rounded down in D&D.
I normally round.
I think it
Up?
rounds
All
out.
right, so 6 damage for Nona and Claire. But the battlefield is absolutely clear now. And as the smoke clears, you no longer see, like, there are just divots where the 4 in front used to be. And that is 4 more kills.
How's my car?
Oh, yeah. Can you look at how much health a car has?
Yeah, it's got 30 hit points. The
Okay.
ground car does.
Yeah, it doesn't have an evasion saving throw, so it
How
just takes
dare you.
11 damage.
Okay.
Fuck. I really did not think that through.
My spine.
No, you did not.
Nope.
That's all right though.
My spine.
was a
But you
choice.
killed the 4.
Did we kill anybody friendly to us?
No. Well, sorry.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Just the nice turtles. Were there still turtles on the wall?
Yes. This was only on the battlefield itself.
Okay.
So there was like a gap between the gas. So effectively what happened was just a chain reaction throughout all of this gas. In fact, as this goes off, you also see on the wall itself, these things just pucker into themselves, and you see sparks that come out from behind their back that ignite the smoke on the wall and also cause a similar chain reaction. So you just also see just a explosion rip across the top of the wall.
Are they killing themselves?
They appear to be fine when they do it purposefully.
Okay.
But you notice that when they do it, they bring their arms into their shell.
Got it.
Whereas the ones that appear to have been removed from the planet were not expecting an explosion to
Removed
happen.
from the planet. I like that.
And at this, after these explosions that happened on the field and on the wall itself. Okay, cool. You see the ones on the wall, after performing that last bit, sort of just take a look at each other and then turn their tails and start going back down the wall.
Got it. So they're turning around and
Yes. They failed their morale check, which is something that I don't normally do. But they noticed how just they're getting wiped, and they're like, nah, not about that.
No. They
And-
use their smart bomb.
And they are starting to retreat. If you guys, I will give you guys another action if you want to shoot at any of the ones on the wall before they go.
I mean, we're
to get
very
another
far
1,000.
away from them, aren't
You
we?
could go another. So one thing that I will say is, while they were constantly billowing out this smoke, the explosions seem to have cleared all of the smoke from the battlefield. So you can see them quite clearly now. You can take a shot at them without any chance of concealment.
It's free money.
Okay. Yeah.
So Nona, you can drive. Where would you like to drive?
Sure. Straight at him, I guess.
Just like,
Yep.
all right, Alex, you got 2 within your, I think within your range. Nothing's like outside of 100 meters or something like that.
Yeah, I'll take a shot. Why not?
All right.
10 a hit.
10 does not hit. Nona has already driven. Claire is going to take one more shot. That is
Go
in
get him,
between.
baby girl.
No, that one. She didn't get that one, and it just flies off above the smoker's head. And Micah, it is your go.
Come on, Michael. Last chance to get monies.
13.
They have an AC of 14.
Oh,
Got it.
you jerk.
All right.
So you
I'll
take a
try.
couple of shots at them as to warn them off. You weren't trying to hit them. You're just
course
like,
not.
get away. And they scale down the other side of the wall, and you are now out of combat.
Great.
So we can put another pause in as I put my little shield back up my DM screen.
Yep.
Combat! It happened.
Yay, we did it.
I absolutely feel like I warned you guys. So that explosion that happened on the battlefield, while it was very lucrative for you guys, it did also hurt you. I'm actually interested to see 11 damage is a lot of damage. How is everyone doing right now?
Still up.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Yeah, I'm at like half health.
Okay. Claire only took 6 damage, but she is
Dead.
actually also fine.
Shit.
She's nowhere near half. Well, all things relative. That was she starts with like 20 or so HP. So like that was about a fourth of her health, a little bit more.
It's about a quarter of my health.
Micah's fine.
It's a flesh wound.
Nona is assuming, by the way, that Micah did that 100% on purpose and that it was a brilliant strategic move.
And I will not convince her otherwise.
So, Micah, was that whole like that explosion thing? Was that calculated or because?
Yeah, that was, there were a lot of them, and it's probably, we made some good money, but like to scare them away, it was definitely all very super intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, that could have gone worse. I don't know.
You all right? Everyone's good? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I ducked into the car and was able to only
Great.
come out with a little singed, but
Let's just hope they don't make us pay for the damages.
I'm to the ground.
Yeah, I was going to
It's
say.
like-
I think it all
Ground can be
things
pretty
keeps-
like,
It's like pretty well reinforced.
somebody
up
has
here.
to pay for it, and it's an unintended consequence on the budget.
So, yeah, you guys, I assume, are driving back.
We drive
to
back to that thing, and I, do one of those cool park things in front of us. Say, we killed 7 of them.
Yeah, wow, that was really impressive. Thanks, guys. Probably should have led with the fact that they sort of spit out some explosive gas. Are you guys?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
we knew.
we knew that.
Oh,
Totally part of
okay.
the plan.
We're insane.
Don't fucking mess with us.
I can
We're
see why
crazy.
Dr. Leggett hired you guys to go into the Phistosen Wastes. Yeah, those things, they, oh boy. And actually, she walks out to the battlefield to just take everything in and like squats down like next to some of the craters. And she starts like rummaging through a little bit of scrap and perhaps some viscera. Also, like, one thing that you noticed about these things, they appear to be, they're not as wet as, I know, that's a
I was
really
just
weird
thinking
thing.
that. I was
Why
like,
aren't they
why
as
isn't
wet?
she as-
Well,
These
like,
turtles should be wetter.
If
Why
a
are they
human
wet?
were to be exploded by a grenade, there would be
Hypothetically.
wet viscera and similar things. The inside of these creatures is a lot drier. It seems to be leaking some kinds of fluid or stuff like that, but it's a lot more like brittle and falls apart from itself rather than is just goop, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And as she pulls through and kind of dusts off parts of whatever once was there, she pulls out a long cylindrical, like silver receiver almost, and just starts looking at it.
From out of the viscera.
Yeah. And says, Brian, can you get Dr. Leggett here, both for our friends, but also for this? She's continuing to just look at this long silver cylinder that you're not entirely sure where it once was within this thing, because it is very clearly and completely eviscerated. But there are a few whole, or more whole, I should say, smokers, as they've been calling them, scattered out on the battlefield if you wanted to investigate what that is.
I think Alex is more like seeing them crouch around there. He'll kind of approach and, not try to get all up in their business, but from a little bit of a distance walking up, just kind of go, so do you often have to deal with Zerg invasions?
As of late, it appears so. Not really entirely sure why. Maybe perhaps we started another, I don't know, turbine that caused them to be awoken or annoyed. I'm not sure. Don't love it. It's honestly quite annoying. But that was a larger group than we normally have. So thanks for all that. I got 7. So let me just, and she goes to her credit wallet,
checkbook,
her
yeah.
checkbook. It's like, I'll write you a check for 7,000 credits, and she rips that off and hands it to you, Nona. Says,
What do I do with this paper?
I can understand why Dr. Lucius Leggett hired you guys. Speaking of which, where is he? And Brian calls out from the terminal in which he's standing and says, he says he's very busy, and that if you want to talk to him, you should come to him. And at that, Alita's just like, is that so? Well, if you folks would like to join me.
Sure, yeah. Let's go meet
Fine.
this man.
Yep. And so she is just seething right now. She takes you guys further into Nova Voxis, where you are finally within the confines of the ground floor of this giant megastructure. It is completely open. You actually notice as you get closer and closer to it that the different levels are a lot bigger than you originally thought. They're practically like 2 or 3 stories for each of these different levels, where you can have entire buildings almost exist within the space that is between these two levels. And as she takes you farther in, she doesn't actually take you up in the elevator or anything like that. It appears that Dr. Lucius Leggett lives somewhere on the lower levels. And she opens up a door to what appears to be a laboratory. And this laboratory is filled with all kinds of gizmos and whatsits and thingamabobs and fish. Lots and lots of fish. And so you see this man who has his back to you is a lanky, spindly man in a pristine lab coat that is tightly closed around him. He turns around and says, "Oh, Alita, how wonderful to see you. I must say it's absolutely grand you're here. I have a big discovery I want to show you." And as he is talking, his glasses are constantly sliding down his crooked nose. And when they are fixed by him, when he realizes, they immediately start that journey once again down. And he also sports this well-kept but bushy beard. And Nona, behind him.
Robot stuff?
What?
Is it robot stuff?
Yes, part of, as you take in the surroundings, you also notice there are like robotic arms and just around, and you also see like a little VI assistant sort of sat in the corner. But what really draws your eye is on the table behind him is a fleck, a shard of some kind of pale teal crystal. And that is where we'll end today's episode.
What could it mean?
What is teal? It's blue. I'm blue.
I refuse to be thrust into the void.
Cut the feed.
Oh, not to this song. You
Not
can't
like
do this.
Can you get Dr. Leggett here, both for our friends, but also for this? As she continues to not pour over, but just like look at this thing within her hand.
Oh, Brian's fast. Brian gets on his lawnmower and rides away.
Our neighbors are currently mowing their lawn. What about the podcast that is happening in
How dare they?
the thing next to them, the house next to them,
Yeah.
the place in which we currently exist.
An edifice.
All right, so we should.